Hi guys, Gareth here and welcome to this Vinoplonk production, and in this video I'm going to be revealing what box set I was talking about the other day and then go into some of the things I was talking about that box set. I'm also going to be talking about why I want to get into reading and revealing a book box set I'm probably going to order when my money goes in finally. So this video is going to be released after I've actually paid physically for the box set I spoke about the other day. I actually submitted a best offer last Monday, not Monday just gone, the Monday before, and it was accepted on the Wednesday, and then I'm going to be paying for it today, later on today. It's currently 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday the 31st of January 2018. I should say it's 2016 then, which is pretty strange to say that, but no, 31st of January 2018. So before I go any further, one thing I'd like to say is thank you very much for the support on my last two videos, and it has kind of prompted me to talk about what I'm going to talk about in this video. So, you know, sometimes being supportive and showing the support and that sort of thing does end up getting more content out of somebody in other respects. So the reason why, I have to explain this every so often that I do this, the reason why I'm so anxious and careful about revealing what I buy on camera on eBay, especially if it's just been put by and hasn't actually been bought yet, is because I've had 3 or 4, I don't know if they're different people or the same person, message me in the past and have sniped items from me or have contacted a seller in which I've got something put by for me and they've offered this seller more money and thus they've gotten it themselves. So as a result of that, I'm very careful about what I reveal on camera about what I'm buying on eBay unless I've actually bought it physically and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. So by the time this video goes out, the box set will be paid for and will be on its way. So good luck trying to snipe that away from me. So what box set is it and how much did I pay? Because I sort of hyped up those two things. So first of all, the box set is Harry Potter. But what box set, you may ask? Now, I'm sure a lot of people actually worked out what the box set was. The fact I said it was 8 films, the fact I said it was a franchise, blah blah blah, and the fact I've already owned the box set twice already. Secondly, how much did I pay for the box set? Well, I paid £100. Or going to be paying £100 for the box set, which is the most amount of money I've paid for this box set, owning it for 3 times. But as I stated in my previous video, the current recommended retail price for the box set is actually £120. If you go onto Amazon right now, it's on there for £120. So the fact that I've, you know, technically paid £19 already, or outlaid £19 already, including this £100 I'm about to spend, I'm paying no more than its current RRP, which I'm more than happy with. In fact, there's currently on eBay, if you want to pick it up yourself, there's currently one on there for £66. It's pre-owned. I was thinking of going for the £66 one at one point and maybe saying to the other seller, sorry, yeah, sorry but no sorry, sorry but not sorry, whatever the expression is. But no, I'm going to stick with the £100 one, buy it brand new. And I've got it brand new, brand spankers, all that kind of stuff, because it's always nice to receive brand new items. So yes, that's the box set I'm getting. As I spoke about in the previous video, there is a 4K box set out. I'm not quite sure how much it is. I've seen it for about £70 to £100. I've seen it more than £100. I don't necessarily recommend paying more than £100 for it, but that I think is bare bones. I haven't looked into it, but I think it's just simply bare bones. And as I spoke about in the previous video, I don't think it's true native 4K. I think it's upscaled. The first 3 films aren't the best looking, and it definitely picks up from the 4th film onwards, but they're not brilliant on Blu-ray, almost to the point where I'd say maybe watch them on DVD. I mean, what I would say is if you've got the choice of watching on Blu-ray or DVD, I wouldn't worry too much, is what I'm trying to say. With past the 4th film, yeah, if you've got the choice, watch them on Blu-ray. The first few films, you can watch them on either, to be completely honest. Yes, the first couple of films, especially the first film, do look as if they got a bit more Vaseline spread over the lens, is the best way I can explain it. But apart from that, they're pretty comparable. The sound, I will say this though, the sound on the Blu-ray is of course a lot better than the DVDs, but I'm talking about purely visuals. Some people do forget about the audio, the sound of Blu-rays, so I do need to mention that on occasions. So it's up to you which version you pick up. There is another box set out somewhere that does have the same amount of discs as this set. So one thing I should quickly explain: you've got the Wizards collection, which is like 250, nearly 300 quid. That is the super duper collection, super duper set that has all of the different trinkets and paraphernalia from Harry Potter in there. It has the 4 items from the various house. So it has the cup of Hufflepuff, has the diadem of Ravenclaw, it has the sword of Gryffindor, and of course has the locket of Slytherin. It has all of those hidden throughout the set somewhere. I believe the sword of Gryffindor is a letter opener. The locket is a full-on necklace. You locket you can wear. The diadem, I think, is smaller than a normal diadem, and the cup again is a small cup. Of course, bit of a spoiler alert, but if you don't know at this point, you know, 3 of those items are Horcruxes. So you're not only getting, you know, items of the 4 houses of Gryffindor, you're also getting some Horcruxes, which is also pretty damn good. I think you also get the Resurrection Stone, which is also a Horcrux, as well as one of the Deathly Hallows, and I believe you do get in one of the sets somewhere, someone got a very small Elder Wand, which of course is again one of the Deathly Hallows, and again is one of the principal items throughout the series. It's quite funny actually. Harry Potter and some other series is actually, it's one of those films or series you can watch back after knowing everything you know about the series and watch and actually notice that, yes, you know, one thing people often say, again this is a spoiler alert, Dumbledore is in possession of the Elder Wand up until very late in the series of films. And it's often wondered if the makers of the film actually have Dumbledore with the Elder Wand. He uses the Elder Wand, or doesn't he use the Elder Wand? And sure enough, he uses the Elder Wand. The Elder Wand is his wand, which, again, I'm getting into this whole Harry Potter fan theory and all that kind of stuff. At some point I'm going to do some videos and some Harry Potter fan theories, because I would like to do that at some point. But a lot of people have turned around and said that in the Order of the Phoenix, when Dumbledore and Voldemort face off in the epic battle, that I love that battle so much. Anyway, the only reason why Dumbledore won or managed to hold his own, people are saying, is because he owned the Elder Wand, and Voldemort didn't. The thing you've got to remember is, yes, the Elder Wand is the most powerful wand in the universe that is Harry Potter. It still requires a very skilled warlock, wizard, witch, whatever you want to call, you know, the magical beings of the Harry Potter world. It still requires a very powerful, skilled individual to use it well, because as already proven in the film several times, people are disarmed who own the Elder Wand, who don't know how to properly use the Elder Wand, such as Draco Malfoy. So the fact that it still requires a very skilled wizard or witch to use the Elder Wand tells you everything you need to know. You know, Dumbledore is the only wizard in the entire universe, apart from eventually Harry Potter, that Voldemort's afraid of. You know, he's actually afraid of Dumbledore, and Voldemort is not afraid of very many wizards or people in the Harry Potter world. So the fact he's afraid of Dumbledore tells you everything you need to know. Maybe he's afraid of Dumbledore because of the Elder Wand. That's a bit of a red herring for some people who know about Harry Potter. Voldemort doesn't know that Dumbledore has the Elder Wand at the time they have their duel in the Order of the Phoenix. Voldemort only learns that Dumbledore has the wand once he goes and interrogates Grindelwald not in Azkaban. Is he in Azkaban? He's in that insane asylum, the insane asylum of Harry Potter. I've completely forgotten what it's called. But yeah, so anyway, sorry, I'm going a bit of a tangent there, and completely forgot where I was originally. 2 seconds. Swig of the old water. Check the old phone. I've got an itchy mouth. Not nice. I've finished my water. Anyway, where was I? I've completely forgotten where I was before I went on the whole tangent about fan theories and the various parts of... I was talking about the Wizards collection. I spoke about the Elder Wand and stuff like that. So yeah, that contains all of the discs of the Hogwarts collection and all the different paraphernalia and different trinkets and stuff from the Harry Potter series. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Somebody somewhere managed in their particular collection did get a small Elder Wand. The only thing missing from it, of course, is the invisibility cloak, which of course is again one of the Deathly Hallows. That I don't know whether that's in there or not in there. Some people are saying that part of the box has the texture of the invisibility cloak, but apart from that I don't know if it's in there. So you do get quite a few bits and bobs in that do reflect various parts of Harry Potter. Now, Warner Brothers were quite happy to leave it at the Wizards collection, that you'd have to pay £250 to £300 to buy that set. They then revealed that it would be a limited set, that it would go out of print at some point. And I do believe J.K. Rowling, of all people, stepped in and said, no, that's not right. You've got to give those that can't afford £250 to £300 a way of getting all those discs. They were doing some collector's sets. They did it for like the first 4 films, I think. And these collector's sets contained like 4 discs per set, both the DVD, the Blu-ray, and then 2 special features discs. And each of these sets, on the last disc, contained the Making the World of Harry Potter documentary series. And when they stopped at film 4 or film 5, whatever it was, of course it left a lot of people thinking, yeah, you're going to carry on. And Warner Brothers did then reveal that they would stop doing those collector's sets, and if you wanted the rest of those discs, you'd have to buy the Wizards collection. Then they announced the Wizards collection was going out of print, and J.K. Rowling herself said, no, that's not right. You've got to give these people a way to look behind the scenes, and you've got to give them the complete package. So then they released the Hogwarts collection, which retailed for £120 when it was first released. I've, as I said, now owned it for 3 times at this point, and that's all well and good, blah blah blah. Now if you look around, you're beginning to notice that's going out of print. I did notice last year when I actually rebought, was it last year? Not last year. Last year when I was looking for the Hogwarts collection for somebody else, I did notice there's another collection, another box set out there that's not as big and grand as the Hogwarts collection, but it does contain all 31 discs as far as I could say, or it contains 20 discs. And what I think that collection is as I said previously, that at some point they may release a super duper 4K collection, and they may just simply do 23 discs, which is all the films and all of these special feature discs, just remove the DVDs, because in this day and age I don't feel the need for including DVDs in things these days. It's not you know, most people, if not everyone, has a Blu-ray player at this point, and if you don't, they're dirt cheap to still buy. So you know, I don't understand why they're still bundling DVDs with inside Blu-rays. But anyway, brain fart. I suppose it is a, you know, the more the higher quality you go, the more you get for your money, I suppose, is one way of looking at it, and it's, you're less likely to pirate things if you've got Blu-ray, DVD and digital copy. That's the reason why they do it. But anyway, moving on swiftly onto what I'm trying to talk about. So this set contains 20 discs, and I'm pretty damn certain it contains all of the Blu-rays, contains everything on Blu-ray. They just condensed the set down to 20 discs and away you go. But I find it hard to find, plus it's not cheap actually. It's supposed to be a more budget version of the Hogwarts collection, but it's still quite expensive. It's still about £50 to £70 depending on where you look for it. Whereas I would think that sort of set I'd sell for like £30, and if it's got all the discs in it, brilliant. People can buy and enjoy Harry Potter with all those discs. The fact you can buy all of the films on Blu-ray for about a tenner these days. In fact, that's what I bought it for my mum one year. I paid £10-20 I think it was for the whole Harry Potter collection on Blu-ray 1 year for her on Blu-ray for Christmas. So the Harry Potter films themselves aren't expensive to get on Blu-ray, so if people want to go the extra step, why not charge 30-40 quid and be done with it? But hey ho, they do what they want to do. But yes, I'm getting the Hogwarts collection back into my possession. I don't know if I said this earlier, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but the 4K collection, if you want to go for it, but I'm not sure if they're true native 4K. It's up to you. Do your own research, investigate yourself. So I did say earlier that I could be buying a book box set. So one of the reasons why I want to get into reading is I've been saying quite often recently I suffer from distractions. I do actually have ADD, or have remnants of ADD, which is attention deficit disorder. You've got ADD, ADHD, and blah blah blah. I wouldn't be surprised. We sometimes learn that ADHD is part of the autism spectrum. Anyway, ADD isn't. So people often confuse ADD and ADHD. ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and it's people who, as I just said, I wouldn't be surprised if we later learn that ADHD is on the autism spectrum. It may already be on they may have already proven that it's on the autism spectrum, because the way people act with the ADHD is not dissimilar to people with autism or Asperger's or those types of conditions. ADD, I don't think, is actually part of ADHD. ADD is sometimes an inability to focus, or you get easily distracted, or that sort of stuff. And I had many of those things. In fact, I took an ADHD test last year, and I am, bordering on ADD/ADHD. I don't have full blown in any way, shape, or form, and I know that. But there are parts of my personality and parts of my the way I operate that are on the ADD. I wouldn't say spectrum, but parts of the ADD characteristics, such as I'm easily distracted, blah blah blah. However, recently I've been reading some stuff online. I'm not necessarily going to say what, but I've been reading some stuff online, that sort of stuff, and I can find myself really enveloped inside a story for a long period of time, and then I come up for air, as the expression goes, and then all of a sudden it's hours later and bloody hell, where am I? This is a feeling I haven't had for ages. I haven't had that feeling in gaming for a long time. I can't play a game now for more than an hour or 2 hours before I'm like, I want to do something else now. There are other ways I get distracted I'm not going to reveal on camera. I get distracted with the internet quite often, YouTube mainly, and I have spoken about the fact I've got a bit of a YouTube addiction, need to sort of quell that and curb that. But I do want to, as I said, start getting into reading to hopefully regain my focus is the main way I want to do that. Because I get very distracted and very unfocused at times. Sometimes I'm off with the fairies, some people say, and I think by focusing on something I can get rid of that. So I'm going to reveal that I'm 80% of the way to considering ordering the Song of Fire and Ice or the Game of Thrones series. So I do actually own the Harry Potter books that I'm going to read at some point, but the problem with that is, to an extent, and I know this is a bit of an excuse, I've watched all the Harry Potter many times in a row, and I'm going to be watching them again once I get my box set, hopefully later this week. So although I am going to read the Harry Potter books fairly soon, maybe in the next few months, definitely this year at some point, I know those stories inside and out. At least the movies. Of course the books I know go into far better detail, and if that's one of the books, Prisoner of Azkaban, if you know the film and the book are very different in nature, the film almost turns the book on its head. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, spoilers unfortunately. You know that Hermione uses a time turner to go back in time. In the actual book you know about the time turner from the very outset, whereas in the film they turn it on its head and use it as a twist at the end of the film that she's been using the time turner all this time. In the book you know she's using the time turner from the very start, basically. A friend told me that, a colleague I used to work with / friend told me that's the difference they use in Prisoner of Azkaban. He actually said that yes, it does make for a far better film, because twists in films, that sort of twist in a film is very good, but in the book it adds leads to a far better book because you know about it throughout the entire book, and it's a theme that runs throughout the entire book. So stuff like that I'm very interested in knowing about. Plus there are so many bits and parts in the books. They go into a lot more about Aberforth and Ariana, and the fact that Aberforth was actually quite powerful was in his own right, and the problems that happened with Ariana were one of the reasons why Aberforth no longer practices magic as much as he does anyway, and a lot of people have speculated Aberforth could be a more powerful wizard than Albus. It's just he chooses not to use magic because of what happened with Ariana. Stuff like that they go into a lot more detail in the books, and I will be reading the books at some point. But I've only watched the first season of Game of Thrones. Also, the fact they're finishing Game of Thrones very soon with the 7th season again leads me to want to read the book rather than watch the series, because the books are going to carry on past the series. So the fact there's going to be more content in the books than there is in the series leads me to think I'm just going to read the books, because the series is finishing very, very soon, whereas a lot of people are like, you know, it's going to carry on in book form. He's got the Something of Winter. I've forgotten the 2 other books that he's currently working on. Well, he's working on one of them and hope for the other. As many people have said, bit of a morbid thought, hope George R.R. Martin doesn't die before he finishes the books, as apparently it's quite common among fans to say that. But I'm 80%, 90% the way there of maybe ordering those books and then reading through them, but bloody hell are they going to take a while to read, because they're the best part of 4,000 pages per book. So wish me luck on that one. But a lot of people have said they're actually quite simply written and quite easy to get into. It's just that when you're in them, it takes a while to get your teeth into. There's like 4,570 odd pages for the whole entire series. But yes, I'm quite probably going to order those. I'm not going to order H.P. Lovecraft because I have all the stories on my phone, I have the audio books and stuff like that, so I'll probably go for Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin instead. I'm actually quite looking forward to reading through those books. That could be actually quite fun, and I will be doing reviews and my opinions on those books as I finish them. Hello guys, another long video. I didn't expect this video to be this long, but you know, I wanted to say a few things and reveal some stuff that could be happening. If you could for me guys, like, dislike on this video, subscribe button down below, change it from red to grey, and you won't be disappointed, I'm sure. Hit the bell icon, make sure the quotations around it, and you receive a notification to your device of choice every time I upload a video. And as always guys, you've been a very patient and supportive audience, and until next time, please take care. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day. Cheerio.